Joining me today are Alicia Detrick, Events Coordinator at the Pere Area Chamber of Commerce, and Jeff DeBakker, Chairman of the Board of Directors for the Pere Area Chamber of Commerce, as well as Chairman of Taste of Wine and Beer. Jeff, serving his fourth year on the Chamber Board, is Vice President and Manager for M&I Bank, one of the Chamber's partnership members, located at 1964 Dickinson Road, De Pere. Jeff has been with M&I Bank for 25 years and specializes in business and retail banking. No, he didn't start working there at 10, but it was close. He is extremely active in the Chamber and most recently served as Board Vice Chair and Secretary. He served as the 2010 co-chair for the American Heart Association Heart Ball held at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. He is also involved with Rebuilding Together, Taste of Broadway in Green Bay, the Green and Gold Gala, and new to him this year, assisting the Humane Society with their fundraising initiative. So, Jeff, you're involved in a lot of things.
I am, and part of that is it's the opportunity to get out and meet people and help the communities that we live in.
So now a lot of the things that you're involved in, and I spoke earlier when we had Todd here from Festival Foods, that in my early days in business, and get involved in a lot of different things. And when you run a business, people ask you to sponsor this and be involved in that. And we owned a construction company, so finding the connection for me was a little difficult sometimes. And well, why would I get involved in that? Doesn't impact construction, and that's not really what we do. And a lot of things that you're involved in don't impact banking. I mean, they're not financial in any way other than for the organization. So why do you get involved? Why does M&I Bank think it's important?
I think historically, M&I has always encouraged its employees to become involved in the communities where they live and work.
Yeah.
And ideally, it's a better place for us as we become involved and encourage the involvement all the way.
And M&I's, and I thought when I first moved here, because we were from Nevada, that M&I was a local bank, and I know now, of course, that much larger bank than I had first thought of, but still I think M&I has a very community, hometown feel to it, and I know a lot of the people who work at M&I are just as involved, well, are involved in their community, maybe not as involved as you are. I know that you're a go-to guy for being involved in things and making things successful.
And, you know, one of the things is when you become involved, it becomes addicting, and it's very difficult to say no. So, you know, consequently, at some point you do, but it's just very encouraging and rewarding, and not only in the sense of, you know, getting the event taken care of, but also meeting the people and the benefits that it's for.
Yeah. So now this is the 5th year of the Wine and Beer event, and of course this will just be my 3rd because I've only been with the Chamber now going on to 3 years. You've been there since the beginning, and you're the original chair. So how did this happen?
You know, we were looking for someone to take responsibility for this new event, and it was a great idea and a combination of many others, but it's great to see where it began and where it is today and all of the different changes that we've incorporated along the way.
What do you like most about this event?
I like the opportunity to see new people attending the event when they hear about it, when they ask us about it. And the people that generally attend don't necessarily have to drink wine. It's a wine and beer event. So sometimes individuals just like to try something new and try different things.
Yep. Now, I had asked you, maybe you thought of one. Funny story on the way to an event. You know, on the way to the forum, funny thing happened to me. What's something funny that's happened with one of the events you've been involved in, if you could share it with us?
You know, maybe not so much at the event, but prior to the event, I had been getting ready at one of my colleagues' homes and had been bitten by a dog just prior to the event. So consequently becoming involved with, you know, not only the event itself, but the Humane Society, we thought it was quite comical that you know, that happened. But so not a pet owner myself, but still am involved and love to help out.
Yep. And I know you do a lot of things. Alicia, this is your first year, well, working with this event formally. For a couple of years you're a recruit to help out do things. Tell us about the event. What's new this year?
This year we are adding restaurants being involved and having 2 of their specialties, one to pair with the wine and one with the beer, and so they're going to be working with a wine vendor and a beer vendor, and we think that will pan out very well. Last year we just had hors d'oeuvres that the Apple Creek Inn, now the Marq, had, and this year we thought, actually you came up with the idea that it'd be a good idea to do that, and people are really jumping on board.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Todd from Festival and I were speaking earlier about that the education piece is what really gets people into liking wines and beers, and that I was laughing about. I go to either the liquor department or wine stores, and I read the flowery descriptions about, this wine's got the top notes of this and followed with that and leaves this bouquet. I don't know what any of that means. All I want to know is, other than white with fish and chicken and red with red meat, how do you pair those? So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. How many restaurants and wine and beer vendors are we going to have this year?
Around between 23 and 25.
It's going to be a full night. I think last year, what did we count? We had 50. I think we had 56 wines and 50 beers to taste. Yeah. If people didn't find something they liked, they weren't tasting enough.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
The variety is what is interesting, and people are drawn toward that. Is if they've seen a specific label and they haven't had the opportunity to try it, this gives them that chance to do so.
That is true, and that's got to be good for the retail side, from not only our local wineries and breweries, but the store side as well, because I think people taste things, they're more likely to buy it. It's intimidating, I think, to go in and look at a bottle and go, yeah, that looks pretty, I guess I'll try it, and have no idea what's inside it. So it's harder to try new stuff that way.
And the marketing too is fun, because you see a label and you think, oh, I'm going to like this wine, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. So.
And I know you like to go to wineries.
We do.
Like in the area. So what are some of your favorite wineries you like to go to?
I enjoy the Von Stiel Winery in Algoma. They've always been, remarkably friendly, and having gone there often, have tried just about every wine that they have. So we have our favorites, and generally make a stop on our way north. So
that's a nice one out there. One thing that's a little unusual with the wineries here is that, as opposed to out in California wineries, in California you go from winery to winery to winery, and here they're just kind of stuck out. You drive along and there's a winery.
Just in the middle of nowhere.
That seemed unusual. When we went to find Parallel 44 after they first opened, we kept thinking, this cannot be right. We know we're lost, and then all of a sudden there was a sign, and winery up sitting on Mother's Hill. We went, wow, this is very cool, out in the middle of farm country.
Yeah, and what's neat is oftentimes you're able to just buy a glass of wine and sit out and enjoy the scenery, walk through the vineyards in some cases. So it's really kind of a nice getaway, but not having to leave the city too far.
So when is Taste of Wine and Beer this year? And we haven't talked about that yet.
So the event is Friday, October 1st, and it runs from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Yep. Live music, lots of food, $30 tickets. They'll be again for sale at M&I Bank in De Pere. We'll have them at the Chamber, and then of course on our website, which we'll get that information up. No cost increase for 3 years now that I've been involved in.
Yeah,
So
it's great. We're able to at least provide a great venue and a great time for very conservative price.
Yeah. And the live music, the John Kelly Trio will be there again, although I think at this event he's a duo as opposed to a trio, but they're always popular and that's fun. And then our silent auction. You spoke about the venue. We all got a chance to go out a couple weeks ago and see the newly renovated Marq.
It's remarkable. It was a great facility before, but it's even better now. And I think with the October fall feel and the warmness of the room, it'll really bring it up a notch.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. When I first walked in, when I was there for the renovation, I walked in and I said, I don't remember this being there. That being it's because it wasn't, but I guess I hadn't noticed it as much before. But it's really stunning now. It's going to be a great night. Silent auction items, we're still collecting some of those. So if anybody would like to donate,
definitely. Our chair is Margie Ott, and she's been chairing that as well for the last few years and has done an outstanding job. And this year what we've tried to do is put together more packaged items that are a little bit more substantial, so that we've changed that a little bit. But they're all great opportunities for individuals, even for holidays upcoming, that somebody recognizes an item that somebody may want or get as a gift. It's a perfect opportunity.
Yes, because the Christmas holiday season is not too far away. Never too early to start shopping.
That's for sure.
Yes, awesome. It'll be a great night. We're looking forward to it. Well, thank you both for being here. Alicia, your second time, and Jeff, thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Join us next month as we continue to discuss, inform, and engage businesses, visitors, and communities across the state of Wisconsin to share concepts and ideas, plus new ways of seeing old things. I'm Cheryl Detrick with the De Pere Area Chamber of Commerce. Have a great month.